We are New Africans. How did we end up letting people call us colored, Negro, Afro-American, and now African-American? Neither one of us was ever either one of those things. But there was a wave of confusion that victimized us to no end. As a result, white people started calling us colored and Negro, and we accepted that for a lot of years. Then, in the 1960s, we woke up a little bit and struck back by saying we were neither colored nor Negro, we were black. That was nice, but then other names that misrepresented who we are got thrown into the mix. Hyphenated names like Afro-American and African-American. But now we have a better understanding of what took place way back when and how that reveals the real way we should be identifying ourselves. When white people invaded the African continent in search of slaves, they invaded African nation after African nation. Even though they were derogatorily called tribes, they were in fact nations. Because we were illegally removed from our nation of birth, we had the right to re-establish our nation in the land we were illegally shipped to. Thus, as soon as we were kidnapped, we stopped being citizens of a nation in Africa and started being citizens of the new nation that was being created as a result. Through the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, and most of the 1900s. Our new nation existed, but it did not have a name until 1968. It was then that an astute group of black individuals met in Detroit, Michigan, and decided that the name of our nation would be the Republic of New Africa, and the name we should use to identify our national identity is New Africa. How you identify yourself is serious business, and how other people view you is affected by whether they see you as a major actor or somebody else's sidekick. Identifying yourself as a New African is a declaration that you are nobody's sidekick. It is a declaration that a change in who wields power is in the works. Identifying yourself as a New African is about de-emphasizing the priorities that have carried so much weight with us and produced so much unhappiness and dissatisfaction for the last 400 or 500 years. It is about taking control of our destiny, projecting an entirely different landscape, and bringing a balanced set of priorities and objectives to the table. Identifying yourself as a New African is opting for a new normal. And you, New African man, you, New African woman, you are the main protagonist. The national identity journey of black people in the USA has been disjointed and filled with missteps. For so long, we were so dominated and so confused that we went into a basic mode that enabled us to survive, but let a lot of things take hold that should have been rejected as soon as they were introduced. But proof that we were beginning to emerge was when we made it clear that we preferred to be called black rather than colored or Negro. Up to that point, to be called black had been a serious insult. So making that change from viewing black as a serious insult to viewing it as a thing of pride was an in-your-face rejection of what white America had taught us that we were. Develop a comfort zone with thinking of yourself as a New African. By doing so, you demonstrate that you are politically aware and astute enough to be accorded the status that valuable and valued participants are generally accorded. But what is most noteworthy about all of this is the power you assume by referring to yourself as a New African. You will no longer be told what your status is, which is what white people did when they made black people citizens of the U.S. because they needed to use us. Instead, you get to decide what your status will be. Nobody is going to try to force you to help popularize a black nationalist ideology. Whether you do so or not is up to you. Nobody is going to try to make you change your name, religion, friends, social circles, pastimes, etc. The power to do or not to do is completely in your hands. As a New African, you determine what ideologies or priorities receive your blessing without fear of reprisal. That will never be the case as long as you think of yourself as a hyphenated American. How you identify yourself is serious business. By identifying yourself as a black person, you demonstrate your oneness with our original homeland. To demonstrate that you are conscious of our present reality and are ready to take on the role of a major player, you should begin referring to yourself as a New African. By merely saying that, the rest of the world will change its vision of who and what you represent. I am a New African, and so are you. All of us are Black, New African, and proud. Say it loud. We are New Africans.